So, while I was doing research for the Ukraine video that I intend to upload, and looking for new video ideas for my MGTOW videos, and looking at the news in the MGTOW community and the Manosphere in general, I noticed that Andrew Tate said something about MGTOW. What he had to say is negative in nature, and as such I'm going to respond to that in this video, and outline my opinions and policies on Andrew Tate going forward. Let's begin. So, Andrew Tate said that he would never support the MGTOW movement, as he calls it, in any way, wrongly calling it a movement when it isn't, and then he told us to, quote-unquote, shut up and called us garbage and cowards, and while recognizing that we are smart in how we know what we know about divorce courts, said that MGTOW is not the way to be a man, while offering no meaningful counter-argument. Now, I'm going to say things the way they are and call a spade a spade. Andrew Tate's comment on MGTOW is dismissive and ignorant, and comes from the same method of reasoning, or lack thereof, that your average pickup artist or dating roach has. We have dealt with this before and can easily explain why it's wrong and ignorant. First, calling MGTOW a movement is wrong simply because MGTOW is not, and never has been, a centralized movement, nor does it have a leading figure or a leader. It doesn't have one now, and it didn't have one when the MGTOW manifesto was first written, all the way back in 2001. Calling MGTOW a movement is, therefore, just a sign that Andrew Tate is completely clueless about MGTOW and doesn't understand how things work around here. Now, his statement of telling us to shut up is, as I have said before, completely dismissive and ignorant. Andrew Tate, by saying that, has showcased that he has no argument and has nothing to say of actual substance or value. Usually anti-MGTOW people, or pickup artists, or dating roaches who hate MGTOW, would just try to prove us wrong and would at the very least have the common courtesy to use actual arguments or data in that endeavor without being completely dismissive. Andrew Tate doesn't even try that. Andrew Tate in this entire clip, which I will link in the description, where he trash talks about MGTOW, has proven nothing and has only offered a weak statement of, oh, it's not the way to be a man, which is nothing more than a shaming tactic, like all the other shaming tactics we have seen before. The only other statement other than, it's not the way to be a man, by Andrew Tate, is to state that we do not have any gold and that the gold-digging argument is false, as in, what gold do you even have? But his argument is false because if we had no gold, then the alimony and child support laws that exist currently in the West, and which are spreading unfortunately, would not exist, and divorced men would not be forced to pay alimony and child support, or go to prison for not being able to pay. The fact that this is going on, as bad as it is proof that we do have gold and that Andrew Tate is wrong. Now, to address the only point Andrew Tate even tried to make, and I put tried loosely here, the, quote, it's not the way to be a man. It's a point that completely lacks substance. He has again proven nothing other than stating a personal opinion, and in lack of substance I'll do a comparison between the life of the average MGTOW and the life of Andrew Tate. So what Andrew Tate is suggesting is that living in peace, living in prosperity, being single and by yourself without having a relationship, the things that the average MGTOW currently enjoys, and generally enjoying life and being happy and optimistic, is not the way to be a man. And to hammer my point home, let's look at the type of life Andrew Tate leads. So, basically using Andrew Tate's life as an example of what he considers to be the way to be a man, and I'm free to use his own life as an example because I think he believes he's on the right path, he basically believes operating courses such as pimping host degrees, and yes, he actually said that, I'm not making it up, doing reckless stuff that gets him charged in Romania and the United Kingdom, trying to delay a trial for as long as possible instead of trying to prove his own innocence or prove the prosecutors wrong, creating fake political parties that are not going to succeed, whose leader and intended prime minister cannot even set foot in the country due to extradition treaties, lying to his own fans about whether cases are dismissed or not, and trying to pull crypto rug pulls while also self-snitching about all of the things he's doing, is the proper way to be a man. You already know the answer and know my position, but I will state it. This position of his is completely unserious, and I will explain why. Andrew Tate is in no position to comment on the life of the average MGTOW man, such as myself and you the viewers currently watching this video, and on MGTOW in general, given the type of life he leads. If Andrew Tate was actually MGTOW, and actually took all of the red pills we give out in these videos to newcomers, and didn't try to do all of this nonsense that borders on pickup artist territory, if not outright pickup artist territory, then he would not be facing any of the charges he's facing in Romania and the United Kingdom, and would at the very least have a more honorable and fulfilling life. You can make all sorts of claims about his wealth or net worth or the amount of Bugattis he may supposedly have, but the average MGTOW man is not currently facing human trafficking charges and has not been in suspicion of doing anything like that to prompt these charges. Andrew Tate is. My point with this is that Andrew Tate is in no position to shit on MGTOW given the fact that we are all better off collectively than he is, and the fact he did, in the manner that he did, showcases a lack of knowledge about MGTOW and the lack of respect given to MGTOW that MGTOW deserves, especially from those trying to make a name for themselves in the Manosphere. The impression that I got from Andrew Tate is that he sounded like a typical pickup artist or anti-MGTOW dating roach, sort of like Bulldog Mindset who we managed to defeat in the past. This means that we MGTOWs should not recognize him as having any role or any position or business in the Manosphere, and our policy is that we should never view him as a representative of the Manosphere or a speaker or a prominent figure. Those who represent us do not turn on us and attack us and our values or call us pathetic. Finally, this leads me to my last point. In my opinion, in terms of policy and what we should do in MGTOW in general, but what we should do as MGTOW first in particular, any action done towards Andrew Tate or done as a response to what he does is fully justified, because any action done towards Andrew Tate, his fans and those like him or his allies is action done to protect MGTOW, protect our philosophy and values, and protect our community. Those of you who have watched this channel since 2019 and before, and those of you who were in MGTOW or the wider Manosphere before Andrew Tate got well known, remember what the Manosphere actually looked like, what its ethos was, what the core principles and values were at the time. We all remember a pre-Tate Manosphere, and thus can make the fair assessment that he did not meaningfully improve the Manosphere or did anything of note for us, or did anything of note for MGTOW and the Red Pill in general. And attacking and belittling MGTOW and trying to discredit it actually hurts the Manosphere as a whole more than it helps. And to be honest, I have criticized Andrew Tate before on this channel, and I'm not afraid to do it again, and I will not hold back. If I am ready and I'm willing to do whatever is necessary to protect MGTOW. And to end this off, his statement on MGTOW is just proof that every single criticism I've had of him before is fully justified, and that my response to him is also fully justified. With that being said, this has been Igor MGTOW and Video Games. Like and subscribe and click the bell notifications on YouTube if you enjoyed the video, and follow me on odyssey.com, MGTOW.tv, Twitter, and my new Rumble channel. Also join my Guilded server, and bye bye. Thanks for watching.